The first round of talks between Russia and Ukraine has begun in Belarus. These are breaking developments coming in. Let me bring in Mohommed Ali Shah, defense analyst, for more on this story. Mohommed Ali Shah, how do you react to these fresh inputs coming in from Belarus?
Uday, could you just repeat again, please, your question? About the peace talks, you mean?
Yes.
Okay. Now, before the peace talk itself, President Zelensky had said that, I am only going for the peace talk so that the people of my nation do not see that I am not interested in peace. Obviously, he's going with a negative mindset. He is going with a mindset that nothing going to come out of it. He will just go, it's a formality, it's a tick mark. And also the foreign minister of Belarus, of Ukraine, has said that, he's called Putin Hitler just before peace talk. Now, he's a foreign minister, supposed to be very, very diplomatic, supposed to be very, very diplomatic ties. In diplomacy, what do? We actually, even our enemy, we do not call our enemy an enemy. We will make put up a smile, try to be polite and nice, and try to improve relations. But obvious, if he has attacked your country, you would be having a grouse against him. There is no denying that fact. But that is diplomacy. And hiding that grouse. And when you go in for a talk like that, and also, Zelensky first, he had said he will not go for a meeting in Minsk, in Belarus, because Belarus had given a safe passage to Russian troops to come in and attack Ukraine. And then he agreed later on to the border, and then he said, okay, I will only go for the talk if they go in for a ceasefire. So, you cannot really be a chooser when you're on the weaker side. You have to just accept things. And it seems to me at least, that Zelensky himself is not wanting peace. I am not favoring or against Russia or Ukraine. India has taken a very balanced stand, and I am also speaking a very rational view as a soldier. You ask any soldier Uday, he will tell you that ultimately, what better than a man who has been in the line of fire, who is led from the front, who has seen enough bloodshed, and he's saying that there is no glory in war, let peace prevail. It's the worst thing that can happen is war, this kind of action. So when he says, so now Vladimir Putin had very clearly said he has no intentions of annexing into Ukraine. He didn't want to invade Ukraine. He did not. What are wars fought for? Let's take logically in India. 1962, 65, 71, 99, over land. Gulf War was fought over resources, for oil. Here, there's no land involved, there's no resources involved. Only demand for Vladimir Putin was Ukraine should not join the NATO, and people would say it's the right. Well, let me tell those people if it's the right. In 1991, James Baker, the Foreign Secretary of America, had given a verbal assurance to Mikhail Gorbachev that there would be no further extension of NATO countries beyond East Germany from that side. They would not, no further country would be admitted. But in 4 phases, they admitted they got 14 countries. In 2004, we saw a large-scale induction of new countries into NATO. And in 2008, ultimately, when Russia had to draw a red line, that Georgia and Ukraine at any cost will not enter NATO. But yet, they went ahead. So Russia attacked Georgia. In 2014, Russia attacked Crimea. And that time, again, the demand for the 2 Donbas regions was there. And it was left pending for a long time. You kept provoking Putin. And promoting Putin is not justified. He's wrong in creating a war. He's wrong in attacking, in that bloodshed. But at the end of the day, 2 wrongs do not make a right. It's like Abel, Mujhe Maar, and Ukraine got carried away by fake and false promises of America, which they had assured that Ukraine was not even a member of NATO. But yes, and NATO was dangling a carrot for so many years, dragging their feet that, okay, we'll make you a member, and Ukraine was getting carried away. Vladimir Zelensky, who was an artist, an actor, comedian in 2019 when he came into power, he should have at least have sensed it, that this is what is going to happen. So he should have had the intelligence to actually analyze the situation. And now when he's calling for arms among civilians, he's calling for foreigners to take up arms. I don't think it is good leadership. I don't think it spells peace. I think it's really wrong. And it is, I would call it a war crime, Uday. And not only from Russia's point of view, from also Ukraine's point of view. So these peace talks, ultimately, I was assuming 3 things. I'll actually conclude quickly by saying I was expecting 3 things. One could have been a ceasefire. Other could be probably nothing comes out of it. Third could be the war will not end by one talk. The war is it's a long drawn process. It's taken a long time. Yes.
Major Mohammed Ali Shah, General VK Singh speaking there on Operation Ganga, saying no Indian will be left. Every effort will be made to get back, Indians as soon as possible to the motherland, to India. and now, in fact, he's one of the 4 ministers being dispatched abroad. What is your take on this big decision, Major Mohammed Ali Shah, in the plan of the government for Operation Ganga?
I truly appreciate this decision. I think it's a very, very wise decision. It shows clarity. It sends a loud and clear message to every citizen that we are there with you, the government is there with you, you're not alone in this fight. And I'll quickly tell you a quick 30-second anecdote over there. In the year 2003, when I was posted the line of control, I was 30 meters away from the Pakistani post. And Indian flag, here was the Pakistani flag. One soldier was wounded grievously, multi-bullets. Our commanding officer came, and when the moment the word went around, the CO Sahab aa gaye, CO Sahab is here, commanding officer is here. The same person, the same soldier who was wounded, got up on his own feet, stood at attention, and saluted the commanding officer and said, Jai Hind Sahab. Now that was what happened due to the morale, due to leadership, when the leadership personally comes there. And General V.K. Singh was our chief of the army staff. He has seen a lot of action. So when he sees there a soldier and a politician and he goes there, it makes a huge difference. And he's right when he says not a single Indian would be left behind. And we have a responsible government, we have responsible diplomats, and they are all doing a fine job. When a general goes there himself, consider it as a battle is won over there.